Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and we are now going to add nice detail to the top. We're going to add beveled edges now, and it will really pop this out. It's the same beveled edges that we have added to all these other little pieces, and you can see that they look really nice. And they're going to reflect light off the edges much nicer than what we'll see here. So I'm going to click off, and we're going to click on this object, go to selection mode, and we're going to isolate that. And we're just going to do the outside edges, okay? That's important. So it's going to go ahead to edge, and just click on all the outside edges, like this. Everything that has an outside edge is important. Like that. All right. So far, so good. And there's our outside edge right here. Okay, so we can try to add these edges too. If it doesn't work, we'll get rid of them, but that's what we have so far. Rotate around so you guys can see it. And oh, forgot the top part over here. Don't want to forget that. We don't want to get these edges because we want those to be sharp. Okay. All right, so we're going to add some bevels to this. Let's take a look and see what happens and how it looks. Okay, so we're going to hold the space bar down, go to mesh tool, edit mesh, and go to bevel option box, and we'll just start at 4. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. Double checking stuff like these interior pieces here don't look good. That's not looking good. Plus, it's giving us an N-gon here. Okay, it's trying to fix it, but it's not. The only way that I could fix this is if I were to complete this with the cut faces tool, like cut this, cut that, then that would probably work. But it won't render right. So we are going to not select those interior pieces. So I'm going to go Control Z back. Sometimes that stuff doesn't work, especially the interior parts. The exterior part worked, so we'll keep that. So I'm going to hit the Q key and click on those. That looks okay like that. And anything else? Nope, about the same. So go back to Edit Mesh and Bevel. Of course, we can make these bevels as thin as we want. And I think I'm just going to make this to 2. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to do 3. Let's take a look and see what it looks like at 3. And click off. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like that. Looks good. Just looking at everything, we're trying to get a nice soft edge around that entire part right here. And we want that sharper, and that needs to be a little more rounded. And let's see how it looks from a distance. That looks pretty good. Okay, we're gonna go to Control 1 again and see how it looks like on the gun. That looks really good. I like that. Everything's looking good. They're close to the same thing as far as the edge goes and stuff. Very happy with that. So let's continue on the top. These are the hardest pieces to do, so I'm going to hit the Q key and click on this one and go ahead and isolate it. And I'm just going to go ahead and select the edge. Again, we want the outside edges like this. And all the way down and across. Again, we're not going to do any interior pieces here. That can cause some issues like we saw before. We're just going to do the outside. Outside edges are okay. Okay, all the way to the top like that. Up and around and up over the top. And then all the way to here, that outer edge. Like that. And this piece over here. I think that looks pretty good. And this is an outside piece too, so that'll probably work okay. We'll take a look. We'll keep a close eye on that. And then the inside pieces here. It looks like something happened in here. I don't think I want to do that. Hold the control key. We're just going to do the outside though. Okay, so just select the outer edge here, like that. And that'll be fine. Let's take a look and see what happens with that, but we don't want to have anything selected in here, so hold the control key down and deselect that, and go ahead and click on this outer edge. And that one there like that. There we go. Okay, so I think we're ready to bevel and see how it looks. Oh, I almost forgot one. There we go. Just double check everything. And we're going to go ahead and go to Mesh Tools, Edit Mesh, and go to Bevel. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yep. Just make sure I got everything. Okay. Let me right click over and kind of see how that matches up with the other piece. I'm going to go Control 1 and see if those match okay. And this, you can see this is a little bit wider than this one. So I'm going to go back to this, and we'll do like 0.5 on here. I think that would look much better. Still not quite as thick, but I think it'll be okay. So we're gonna take that as it is, like that, and that looks pretty good, like that. I like how it's looking so far. All right, so we'll continue down with this piece right here. And I do need to make some changes in this piece. And we will go ahead and do isolate select on that. And we are going to select these faces on the outside. So just click on these faces on the outside like that. And the same thing with these faces on this side. And in here, we're going to hit the R key, and we're going to go back to Control 1 to show everything. And we're going to scale that out like this. So that's going to be like our battery. And so it's going to be a little bit thicker than the rest of the gun, which is going to make it look really interesting to look at. Okay. All right, so we got that scaled out. You can see we're kind of focusing and following what we have here with that piece. That looks good. Okay, so we do need to make some changes to the edges. So I'm going to hit the Q key and just click on these edges right here. Oops, something got selected accidentally. Let me go back here again and go to edge and just select that edge. And we want to select this edge right here. Okay, those two edges and this one in the middle, like that. And do the same thing to the other side. because right now they're too soft looking, so we want to make them very hard. So we're going to go to mesh display and harden edge like that. Okay, and so you can see that nice crease that we see in the image here. Very cool. All right, so with this done, then we're going to go ahead and isolate this. Okay, and we are going to select all the edges on this one. Okay. And it's really important on this edge because, inside edges are kind of rougher, but we'll go ahead and do it. I'm going to do all the edges here. I didn't want this to happen, so get rid of that. But we just want this edge here. And then the bottom edge. Okay, get that edge, get the bottom edge. This edge right here. Edge right here. Got a lot of edges, edge loops. Okay, almost have it. Just can't select stuff that's not on the outer edge and forget things. And this piece right here, hopefully that works. If not, we'll have to not do that. So you have to be careful with interior pieces. Interior pieces, this is an interior piece, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So I think we've got it. So I'm gonna hold down the space bar and go to add a mesh and go to bevel. There we go. And this did not work. You can see right there, it did the same exact thing, which causes an error. So let's go back, Control Z back, which is easy enough, and just deselect. Hold the Control key and deselect that. And let's try it again. Bevel, there we go. Okay, that looks good. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's do Control 1. And it's really coming together now. I like that, looks good. Got that beveled edge. And the problem is that we need to try to keep things consistent, and this is a little bit bigger than I thought. So let's do a fraction of 0.3. And let's click that one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks good. So those are pretty close together. So we got that edge. Oh, that was an accident right here. That was an accident here. Just go back. Control Z. Yep, I can't select those. It will look really strange. So I've got to make sure I don't get those selected. So that would have been kind of bad if I didn't catch that. Okay, so I think I got everything now. And we decided to go to 0.3 on this, I think. All right, let's see what the rest of it looks like. Control 1 to bring everything back. And again, that's too big. So do 0.2 and enter. There you go. Okay, I think we've done enough time on this video, and we'll continue. We've got a couple more parts to do, but so far it looks really good. Those beveled edges really make a nice reflection off the light. So that looks good. Go ahead and save your file, and we'll come back in the next video.